In 2023, over 943,000 people left California, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau. This represents the highest number of people leaving any state in the United States that year. The high cost of living, high taxes, housing crisis, and high crime rate are often cited as reasons for people leaving California. 5. Housing crisis and homelessness. California, the land of sunshine and opportunity, grapples with a stark reality: a severe housing crisis and rising homelessness. California has the highest homeless population in the nation, with over 320,000 individuals living on the streets, in shelters, or in cars. This number has been steadily increasing, highlighting the urgency of the crisis. 40% of this group are aged 50 and older, highlighting the growing issue of senior homelessness. Homelessness is a statewide problem, affecting all counties, but urban areas like Los Angeles and San Francisco have the highest concentrations. Los Angeles County alone is home to more than 40% of unhoused Californians. Nearly 38% have been homeless for a year or more, indicating entrenched challenges. Estimates suggest California faces a deficit of 4.5 million housing units, equivalent to roughly 25 to 35% of its existing housing stock. California boasts the nation's highest median home price, making homeownership a distant dream for many. The median price in 2023 surpassed $900,000, far exceeding the national average. Rents have also skyrocketed, with over half of California renters spending more than 37% of their income on housing, considered cost burden. 4. High taxes. California has a progressive income tax with rates ranging from 1% to 14.3%, the highest in the country. This means high earners contribute a larger share of their income. California boasts the highest minimum statewide sales tax rate in the United States at 8.25%. However, the actual rate you pay can be much higher, ranging from 8.25% to 10.75%, depending on your location. This is because California allows local jurisdictions to add district taxes on top of the state rate. California has 9 income tax brackets, with rates ranging from 1% to 12.3%. The rate you pay depends on your taxable income and filing status. As of January 2024, the highest income tax bracket in California is 14.4%, applying to income exceeding $1 million. This is the highest state income tax rate in the United States. Those earning less than $68,350 in 2024 pay a maximum rate of 8%, making the system progressive. There's also a 1.4% mental health services tax on income exceeding $1 million. Proposed legislation might introduce a wealth tax for individuals with net worth exceeding $50 million. California's property taxes are often a point of discussion, drawing both praise and criticism. While the average effective rate of 0.71% might seem lower than the national average of 0.99%, the Golden State's housing market and tax structure create a unique and, for some, burdensome situation. California boasts some of the most expensive housing markets in the country. This means higher assessed property values, which directly translate to higher property tax bills. 3. Poverty. 15.2% of Californians live in poverty, exceeding the national average. This translates to 6 million people struggling to meet basic needs. Nearly a third, 38.1% of Californians are considered poor. The gap between rich and poor is staggering, with California ranking among the top 4 states in income inequality. The working poor in California are a significant and diverse group of people who face the challenge of making ends meet despite being employed. They often work long hours in low-wage jobs, and their earnings may not be enough to cover basic necessities like housing, food, and transportation. In early 2023, an estimated 2.1 million working-age adults in California were living in poverty, according to the California Poverty Measure. This represents 10.1% of all working-age adults in the state. The Latino community bears the brunt, with a 16.9% poverty rate, while African Americans and Asian Americans also face significant challenges at 13.6% and 11.5% respectively. Whites, at 10.2%, experience poverty at a lower rate, but still far from negligible. Foreign-born Californians are more likely to be poor, 17.6%, compared to United States-born residents, 11.5%. Undocumented immigrants face the harshest reality, with a staggering 29.6% poverty rate. These statistics mask the human stories behind the numbers. California's poverty landscape is shaped by factors like high housing costs, inadequate access to healthcare and education, and a fragmented safety net. These challenges disproportionately impact vulnerable groups, trapping them in a cycle of hardship. 2. High crime rate. California's crime rate is a complex and nuanced issue, with varying levels of severity across different types of crimes and geographic areas. About over 2.1 million crimes were reported, making California the state with the highest total number in the United States. Crime rates vary significantly across California's diverse regions. Major cities like Oakland and Los Angeles tend to have higher rates than smaller towns and rural areas. Both violent and property crime rates rose in 2023 compared to 2022. The violent crime rate jumped 8.1%, while the property crime rate increased 11.2%. California's violent crime rate in 2022 was 8.1% higher than in 2021, at 510 crimes per 100,000 residents. California's violent crime rate is now 31% higher than the national average, a significant gap that has widened in recent years. Young adults aged from 18 to 24 exhibit the highest rates of violent crime involvement, both as victims and perpetrators. Men are disproportionately affected by violent crime, with a rate about 4 times higher than women. Black and Hispanic populations have higher victimization rates compared to white and Asian populations. Though reasons are complex and involve systemic factors, property crime in California is a complex issue with a variety of contributing factors. The state has a large and diverse population, which can lead to a higher crime rate than in smaller or more homogeneous states. Additionally, California is a relatively wealthy state, which can make it a target for criminals. Larceny theft, which includes shoplifting and pocket-picking, is the most common type of property crime in California, accounting for over 60% of all reported incidents. Property crime rates often correlate with income levels. Low-income communities often face higher rates, potentially due to limited resources, economic hardship, and inadequate community support systems. 1. High cost of living. California, the land of sunshine, beaches, and Hollywood glamour, also has a reputation for being a pricey place to live, and that reputation is well earned. The Golden State's cost of living is significantly higher than the national average, with an overall cost of living 42% higher than the national average. It's no wonder many Californians struggle to make ends meet. Californian appetites can expect to pay from 10 to 17% more than the national average for their daily basket. Fresh produce tends to be higher, particularly in urban areas, while packaged goods may not differ as much. Organic and high-end options inflate the bill further. Transportation. Buckle up for California's highest in the nation transportation costs, from 27 to 45% above the national average. Owning a car incurs high gas prices, especially in San Francisco, and car insurance isn't cheap either. Utilities. Californian homes burn brighter, but not without cost. Utilities run about 22% higher than the national average, with electricity and water bills averaging around $380 per month. Why is it so expensive? There are a number of factors that contribute to the high cost of living in California. One factor is the state's limited supply of housing. California has a large and growing population, but there simply isn't enough housing to keep up with demand. This drives up housing costs, which in turn drives up the cost of everything else. Another factor is California's strong economy. The state has a thriving tech industry and a number of other successful businesses. This attracts a lot of people who are willing to pay a premium to live in California. This increased demand for goods and services also drives up prices.